Lana Rhoades is a famous adult actress who recently hopped onto the NFT bandwagon only to flee from the scene after receiving a profit based on a short-term scheme that has clearly ticked off her investors. Although she says that the fault is not hers, many of her investors agree otherwise. Hello guys and welcome back to our channel. Join us as we discuss everything you need to know about the NFT scam that Lana Rhoades dragged herself into and look into its correlation to the Russia-Ukraine war. Lana Rhoades has a huge fan base from all across the world, and due to this huge following, not so long ago she started up the CryptoSys NFT project. This project was launched by her and her management team on the 22nd of January of this year, in which she promised her investors and fans high returns. The project is said to have raised around $1.5 million, and all this seems to have been pocketed by Lana and her management team. The project included the creation of an NFT in which an animated version of her was created. Many people started investing in this NFT with hopes of huge returns. The project had quite an intricate business plan behind it, and the faith that Lana had in this plan was immense. In fact, she kept speaking about it on social media and did not hesitate to answer the many queries her fans had about this through her Instagram stories. Her Discord too had a lot of talks on her plans for this project, and what she was promising to her loyal fans was something they're all quite excited about. When one of her fans, who may have been an investor in this project, asked her a question about the project and its scope, Lana replied back stating that her main priority as of then was to increase the value of CryptoSys NFT, following which it would be lucrative to all the investors, and the returns that they would get from it would be higher than what they spent mining it. The kind of investors who invested in the NFT were diverse. They include fathers to individuals who have been her fan for quite a long time. In fact, one father even bet $4,000 on this NFT. The man only had $6,000 in hand and now had only $2,000 left for his personal expenses. To top this all off, he also had a 2-year-old child to provide for. So when he didn't get his promise returned back, he was clearly ticked off and went to the internet to share his story of how the scam affected him. Another man took loyalty to a whole new level and got himself a leg tattoo of the project. We can't imagine what he must be going through every time he looks at that tattoo. For those of you who don't have much idea on how expensive an NFT can get, let's break it down for you. As of last month, this NFT priced at 0.1 ETH each cost almost $250. This NFT was selling around 0.005 ETH last month. That is if they were being purchased in the first place. The project seemed to be quite well planned initially. Lana even promised metaverse wearables as well as special access to her, which would include personalized messages sent by her to a small number of holders. The higher the investor minted on this NFT, the higher the chance they got to interact with her personally as well as gain higher returns as well. At least that's what they thought. In addition to this, merchandise, meet and greets, and collaborations with other notable stars were also promised. The website mentioned all of these in great detail and also mentioned the various phases in which it would be unraveled. But this project lasted only a good few weeks. Once the $1.5 million mark was reached, Lana abandoned the project and left social media. She stated that the internet had people whose comments were negative and cruel, due to which she could no longer continue. This seemed to be quite a lame excuse and not everyone was buying it. So Lana went on ahead and brought in the tragic Ukraine-Russia war to defend herself in this mess. She stated that war should be of prime importance instead of the world targeting her. She thought blaming the consequences of her actions on a totally different world issue would save her, but just because Putin got away with it doesn't mean that she will too. Furthermore, all the money from her digital wallet was cleared out in less than no time, making the situation all the more suspicious. On being questioned about where the money went, Lana had a reply that many still do not fully believe yet. Lana stated that she didn't make $1.5 million from this NFT. To back this up, she stated that her management had dealt with it and that the contract holder split the money between her and his team. Furthermore, a certain percentage went towards the artists that were involved in this project. It was additionally stated that the percentage of money given to team members and artists came out from her share, and that's how she didn't secure the whole amount. When shots of the wallet and the amount that it held went viral, she stated that she had no access to the wallet and that she was not at all involved with the back end of the project. She stated that it was used to pay everyone involved in the project, but that's all she had to say about the screenshots. But even after the money was divided, she still did end up getting quite a decent share. So many are still wondering if she's so guilty, why she's still holding on to that. And yes, she said all this after her short sabbatical that she took from social media, which she apparently took to escape the negativity that prevailed on the internet. Speaking of negativity, The Discord as well as other platforms of hers did not face as much negativity as she was complaining about. In fact, many of her loyal fans ended up policing each other and telling them not to be harsh with her and to deal with the situation respectfully. Back to what Lana has to say, well, she has further added that she wished that this investment would have made the investors good profits just as she had planned. But sadly, it didn't play out according to plan, instead backfired. Although she hasn't yet apologized for it, she keeps defending herself by stating that her intentions were clear from the start and that she will try to look for ways to make this better by partnering up with products that would generate value and that she would keep the holders in the loop on what's going on. If she was truly on board with this project and knew what she was doing, why did she delete all her TikTok videos relating to this project of hers? This, along with plenty of such similar content, was taken down from all her social media accounts. She even stopped responding to the questions many of her holders were hurling at her on Twitter. If she truly cared about helping people make money, she would have stayed with her holders through the bad and not just the good. She's not the first influencer to pull off such a scam. Jake Paul too did the same quite recently with his World of Women NFT. People were paying $10,000 to get a hold of this NFT. In complete honesty, the NFT on its own wasn't even a great masterpiece and looked quite amateur for the most part of it. But due to the loyalty of his fans and how everyone wanted to be in Jake's connections, the NFT went viral. After gaining credibility on the internet and the followers trusting the influencer's opinion in projects, it's important for them to be accountable for their actions. A quick pump and dump of cash flow into their bank accounts could result in temporary happiness, but would eventually end up in them fizzling out in the long run, which surely is not a great thing for them. In many cases, many just forget about this scam and continue supporting such influencers. Lana Rhoades management scammed around 6,000 people with their hard-earned money on this fiasco. Though it may not seem like a big deal to Lana or the people who work for her, it was quite a big deal for the holders as they not only lost their money but also had their trust broken. Even a partial fund being returned would count as a small gesture of accountability, but that's not what Lana is doing. In fact, the woman is blessed with the best of luxuries and a fat bank balance. Shedding money from her account, which, by the way, she did not earn on her accord, is the least that she could do. It would even be affecting her lifestyle a lot. But at the end of the day, the intentions count. So, always be careful about the type of influencers you guys follow. On that note, we've reached the end of today's video. Hope you had a great time with us today, and we can't wait to have you back. Do drop this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and push the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our channel. See you real soon.